Hey guys, it's Ringa6 and today I'm back with another Shindo Life showcase. Now this one has been another longer one. I've been waiting a while, but that is because I did coming up to 1,200 spins and I still have another 500 up there from all the codes. You can find them all online, extremely useful. And I got a bunch of new bloodlines. Obviously Code Gaiden. I got Kamaki-Akuma, I got the actual, just the basic Kamaki, things like that. So I got a few very good bloodlines, a few new ones that I want to try out. I even got Minikaze and things like that, which means I can really start increasing my content on the newer and more used bloodlines. So we also have Narumaki here. Sadly I would have appreciated a different one. Got the basic Renshiki. We've obviously got Renshiki Gold, which I've done before. Headless. I'm not sure what that one's about. Obviously Code Gaiden. I've got the Raiden Saberu, sorry. Sriracha Akuma, which I've had for a while. I'm still waiting to do an Aizen showcase. Get to Go Black I got. Obviously I need to do Get to Go and Get to Go Black. And I got Strange as well, which is quite cool. So anyway, moving on from that, today isn't about any of them. Today is about the Kamaki-Akuma, which I've been working on getting for the past few days. So before I actually go into that, I would just ask that if you guys enjoy this, then please like and subscribe. It really gives me that motivation to continue doing this and continue bringing the best Roblox content out that I can. Anyway guys, thank you and let's get into it. So, of course, as I said, today is all about Kamaki-Akuma. Kamaki-Akuma has a rarity of 1 out of 350, so it's probably one of the rarest bloodlines I've gotten so far. Except maybe, I don't know, give or take 1 or 2 other ones. But yes, this has been a pretty awesome bloodline that I've been enjoying, and I will continue to use it because it is definitely an S tier bloodline. Anyway, of course this comes with 3 different moves. We have the Kamaki style Blade of Island, which has a cooldown of 25 seconds. You unlock at bloodline level 200 for 500,000 Ryu. Then we have the Kamaki style Destructo Disc, which also has a cooldown of 25 seconds. You unlock that at bloodline level 400 for 1 million Ryu. And then finally we have Kamaki style Blade of Inferno, which has a cooldown of 25 seconds again. This is unlocked at bloodline level 700, and we have a cooldown of, or not a cooldown, sorry, we have a buy price of 1 million Ryu, with of course all 3 of them having the cooldown of 25 seconds. This mode comes with, or this bloodline comes with 3 different modes, which is quite cool. You get to see each and every one of them, each of their different abilities and things like that. But before that, let's get into actually showing off these actual abilities. So of course first we have Blade of Island, which is, there we are. We get a cool looking blade on our hand that obviously sits there. As you guys can see, there's a lot of fire damage. Kamaki is mainly based around fire damage, and it does a large style attack, a bit like my Grenade of Light. As you guys can see, that kind of style. And then we'll showcase this one once more. And so there we go, multiple targets, explosion damage. That's about 10,000 damage times 3 per each totem, so that's pretty cool. Then we have the second, which is the Destructo Disc, which is a lock-on style move that fires off all these discs, doing obviously damage initially, plus doing extra damage and fire damage, bringing up around about 63,000 damage. I'll see if I can show off the first move and how much damage that'll do on just one of these poles. Okay, so we couldn't get just one of these poles, but as you guys can see, it's around about, let's say, just over half of that, because mainly it hit that, so probably about 60,000, which is actually really good. As you guys can see, this can switch, but it's a harder one to switch between. And then finally, we have the Kamaki style Blade of Inferno, which is a combo style move. It shoots you forward like this with the two blades. I actually missed it there, so we'll showcase that once more. But as you guys can see, it's a thrust forward type move that obviously does damage and puts you into a combo. Sorry for that noise. We will just showcase the first and second move once more. Sadly, for some reason, my Shindo's latency has been much higher now, but let's actually showcase this third move, the Blade of Inferno, and actually hit it this time. As you guys can see, there we go. 31 or 48,000 damage, probably about, okay. We've just hit 51,000 damage from one combo style move, which is quite cool. I would say I like that pretty much. And it is actually increasingly useful the more you try and PvP with it. I would say this bloodline's mainly based around PvP. But anyway, let's show off these moves, these modes now, sorry. All of these modes have 25 MD drain. Is the first mode. First thing we can see is this massive Susanoo arm with the fire on it, which is quite cool. We have the Kamaki-Akuma style eyes, as well as a horn growing out the back of our head. We have patterns going down one half of our body, and we also have this pretty cool looking blade, fire blade on our arm. Of course, our dash and things like that has been changed to teleport. This mode comes with 2700 Chi, 2600 Ninjutsu, 2500 Taijutsu, and 2400 HP. It has an E-style, which is used as a counter dodge move, which sadly I can't show off right now. Of course, M1's is the Susanoo arm. It has a Q-spec, as you guys can see, actually one of my favourite Q-specs. It does have quite a long regen time, or cooldown, sorry I should say, but it is extremely useful and is one of my newly favorited Q-specs. So let's have a look at the E-spec once more. Once that E-spec is over, it has a cooldown of 20 seconds. And the Q-spec itself has a cooldown of 25 seconds. But the damage it's worth for and the damage it does overall, I would say is completely worth it. Anyway, let's have a look at the C-spec for this. So it's a thrust type move, and as you guys can see, although kind of weirdly put together, it basically is a combo style move that picks up your enemy, squeezes it, and just, I don't know, does a large amount of damage with it, to be honest. As I said, the cooldown, or the MD drain on this is 25 MD per second, if I can actually speak tonight. And as you guys can see, this can be easily put together with the other moves. Let's have a look at that C-spec once more. There we go. As you guys can see, look at that damage. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this mode will stay up for a long time. Anyway, let's have a look at the Form 2. So although that says Form 1, there we go, Form 2 properly. Now, from this we still have the eyes, of course, we still have the horn, the markings have spread to the other half of our body, and the Susanoo arm has disappeared. If we M1, there is half of the Susanoo, doing more damage in the M1, more range, which is quite cool. We have, of course, an E-spec, which is another counter type move. Another awesome E-spec, awesome looking, just awesome in general, quite cool. And we also have a Q-spec, which is actually turning us into this mode. Of course, the mode drain is much higher for that situation, but it basically keeps us in the Susanoo form. so that we constantly have that extra reach and things like that. Anyways, with this, we have 2,900 chi, 2,800 ninjutsu, 2,800 taijutsu, and 2,600 HP. And here is our C-spec. As you guys can see, almost the same thing, just this time with a larger Susanoo, which is quite cool. And then, apart from getting this mode 2 at level 800, bloodline level 800, and of course the first one at 400, we have the third mode, which you unlock at bloodline level 800, but you have to get a drop from the Boromaki versus Kamaki boss fight, which, trust me, is not easy. I wish it was, sadly. As you guys can see, still 25 ND. This one we have the full Susanoo. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Just the sizement of that and things like that, absolutely incredible Susanoo. I love it. Of course, the E-spec is different. This time we throw a spear of some sorts that brings up the planetary devastation, I believe it's what it's called, and does damage and traps your enemy inside of that. It's awesome, is what I would say. It is one of my favourites, and I've been using it very recently in a lot more fights. Let's have a look once more. As you guys can see, area damage and things like that. Constant damage, we're up at 150,000 now, and it will just keep them trapped just for a second. The Q-spec is actually the same as the last one, it just puts you in the actual Susanoo, and I'll show that off in a second. But for now, let's have a look at the C-spec. So here it is. It's basically a disc throwing championship, I would say. I'm not even sure how to describe that, but it has a cooldown of 30 seconds. The E-spec has a cooldown of 20 seconds, and the Q-spec itself has a cooldown of 25 seconds. But look, instead of doing melees, it actually throws these discs just like the C-spec. But of course, now that we're actually out of MD, you guys can see the pure drain. It's a bit like the all the other attacks and all the other Getsuga and things like that. Item, the mode drain is absolutely crazy, but the damage is completely worth it, I would say. Anyway guys, this has been Kamaki-Akuma. If you guys enjoyed this, then please like and subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.